Hey, what's up? It's Jared with State of Tech, and I have the Apple iPad Pro kind of master kit here, and we're going to unbox it and kind of give some initial thoughts. Now, I know the iPad Pro's been out for a little while. When the iPad Pro first came out, I was kind of like, giant iPad, that's fantastic. But now I've really been doing a lot of photo editing on a small iPad mini, and I'm ready to try something a little bit bigger with a little bit more horsepower and see how the Apple Pencil can maybe work into a workflow of some sort. So let's take a look at what I have here. I have the iPad Pro. This is the 128 gigabyte Wi-Fi version. I have the Apple Pencil, the iPad Pro Smart Keyboard, and then I also have the connection kit as well, which I'll need in order to plug an SD card into the iPad and transfer photos, which is pretty much one of the main reasons that I'm doing this. I'm not getting this because I want to play games or do anything like that. Maybe I probably will from time to time, but mostly I want to be able to edit photos and see what kind of fine design and just different stuff that I could do, fine movement type of stuff that I typically would have to use a larger tablet or larger screen connected to my computer for. All right, so let's open everything up. We're gonna pull out the knife. We're gonna cut open the plastic here and we'll start with our iPad Pro. So let's just slide this stuff off to the side here. Go ahead and remove the plastic and open it up. Now, this is a ginormous device, and I'm going to come back with another video where I do a walkthrough of it and talk about it a little bit, probably review it after I have a chance to play with the iPad Pro for a little while, because I know there are a lot of other photographers, photography enthusiasts out there that are thinking about this as an alternative for editing photos and doing basic adjustments to photos. So then there's a lot of other reasons why somebody might want one of these devices as well. So we'll go ahead and pull it out of its little plastic sheath here. It is a giant device. It is huge. You know, many of us thought, why would we need a iPad, basically a large iPhone? Well, most of us now have iPads. Well, why would we need an even bigger iPad? So there are lots of hopefully potential reasons that I'll find. Underneath here is a long charging cable and a wall adapter as well. I typically don't take those out of the box because I have so many of them. So we'll go ahead and close this off and set this off to the side. All right, so we have our iPad Pro right here. We'll set this down. Let's move on to the Smart Keyboard, which I'm excited about. Because if this could become something that I carry with me when I'm in meetings or when I'm at a conference or something like that, and I don't necessarily have to bring a laptop anymore, then I'm game for that. To me, the iPad mini is just a little too small to use. The screen is too small, fine little touch movements, and when I'm trying to type, trying to take notes and move quickly, it just becomes a little bit of a challenge. So this potentially could be really interesting as more than just a photo editing tool. It could also be something that I use when I am at conferences and, needing to take notes, stuff like that. All right, so similar opening experience here. Go ahead and pop this out. Put it right back from where it came. I like to keep my packaging. I'm a big fan of Apple packaging, and so I always put things back together with their plastic. So here's some things, just some quick notes that I'm excited about with this particular keyboard case. I'm excited about the fact that it is self-charging and it charges off of the iPad. That to me is pretty fantastic. And I'm excited about the opportunity to have that functionality. All right, so let's go ahead and snap it into place. So this is basically what we're looking at here. We've got a keyboard. The keys feel pretty nice. The case, I mean, obviously it snapped together really quick. I've never done this before. It was very simple to line everything up. That magnet is pretty strong, which is very nice. And we'll fold this over like so. And there we go. This is huge, my friends. I'm not gonna lie. This is a very large device, something that I would worry about damaging just because it's so big. But at the same time, it's not much bigger with the case and everything than you would expect a iPad Air, some of the new iPad Airs that are extremely thin. This is a little weird, but I understand because of the thickness of the keyboard. It kind of has a step right here. I guess I would rather this be thin, unless it didn't need to be. You could have put a bigger battery in there or something, but nonetheless, that's nice. So let's move on to the Apple Pencil. The Apple Pencil, despite its extremely creative name, is something that I'm pretty excited about because I have actually had a Surface Pro. I went and got a Surface Pro and dealt with Windows because I thought to myself, if I could use Lightroom, if I could edit photos and have a stylus type of experience, that could be really cool, but it just wasn't there. It just didn't happen for me. And this is a different device. I mean, the Lightroom on Adobe Lightroom on a Surface Pro is just like it would be on any other computer, whereas Lightroom Mobile on the iPad is going to be different. So we'll see how that goes. I like the way this feels. It has a nice weight to it. The tip or the nib here is nice. The cap pops off the back and then we're actually able to charge it. And from what I understand, I could charge it right from the device, or I could plug this in and charge it to another device, I'm sure, as well. So it is a little interesting that this is the plug that's on it, because to me, having your pencil sticking out of your iPad, and you can't even like lay your iPad flat here and stick the pencil into it because the pencil sits lower. I don't know if you could see this in the camera or not. The pencil actually sits lower than the iPad. So we'll have to figure that out. I'm sure there are better ways of setting this stuff up to charge. So that's the Apple Pencil. It has another nib here. And then it also has, oh, here it is. This is the answer to my question. Kind of an adapter that would allow me to charge this from a cable, so that way I don't have to plug it into the end of my iPad. So we'll go ahead and pull this out as well. And this is kind of a female to female connector that would allow me to plug it into a cable, which I would prefer. I mean, I was already starting to complain about that, and thankfully I did go and look inside of this little sleeve, which I typically wouldn't if it was any other type of device. All right, so Apple Pencil. The fun thing is going to be not losing that little adapter. Apple has became an adapter company. There are so many adapters for everything, and it's getting kind of ridiculous. And should the next version of the iPhone come without a port on it for a headphone jack, then we're going to be looking at even more adapters. So prepare yourself for that. So the reason that I got this camera connection kit here is so that I could transfer photos directly off of an SD card to my computer. Now, I shoot Sony, and Sony has an app that will allow me to, over Wi-Fi, transfer photos to my iPad. So why did I get this? Well, that's not an extremely fast process to transfer from the camera over Wi-Fi to the iPad. So I got this because larger files and more files would transfer much faster over an actual connection like this than it would if I was doing Wi-Fi. So this is for heavy lifting, basically. I will do Wi-Fi transfers when I am doing, single or 2 or 3 images at a time. So real quick, let's just take a look at this little adapter. You would basically slip this little adapter over your Apple Pencil, and then you would slip this into your actual charging cable that you would use from any of your other Apple devices that have this type of connection. So here you have it. I'll be back in a little bit with additional videos on this device. We also are going to put together some training videos for you guys that want to learn how to do different things. Lots of tips and tricks videos. We have them for most of the iPhones, the iPads, and even other devices from other manufacturers. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and click on the like button. We'll be producing a lot more iPad Pro content. So if you're on the fence as to whether or not to buy one of these, or perhaps you've already bought one and want to learn more about it, our channel is definitely going to be a great resource for you. So thanks for checking out this video, and we hope you stick around by subscribing to our channel. Links to all of these things are in the description below. Some of these items you could pick up on Amazon, other ones you have to go direct to the Apple Store or Best Buy or something like that for. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.